Guys, welcome to another fun episode of Dude, I Love or Hate My New Ride. And today it's all about this, a brand new 2019 Ford Super Duty diesel. And this show is all about you guys. We have real owners bringing their real vehicles, in this case a truck, to tell us all about the real world experiences, why they bought it, and how the truck does over a longer period of time. But to do this show, I need the owner, Ron, to tell me all about this new 2019 Super Duty. Ron, thank you for bringing your truck by.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
So first of all, off the top, just tell me, how come Super Duty? Why Ford?
My wife and I've got to get her in on this too because she just loves testing trucks like I do. And so this was about a year ago and we tested all three of them.
Okay.
And actually more than once. One of them got eliminated right away because of turbo lag.
Which one was that?
Ooh, you want to hear, huh?
Yes.
It was a Ram. I'm an old hot rod guy, and when I hit the floor, I want it to go. The next thing is, we tested the Chevy and the Ford, and the differences came down to really nuances, some little things like the upfitter switches capability as an option, the auxiliary heater that in Colorado I think is kind of nice.
Yes.
It is, as you're probably aware, is when you got the auxiliary heater, as soon as you turn it on, you start getting instant heat. Diesels don't warm up very fast.
Right.
And so it's kind of a big deal.
All right, well, let's pop the hood and just kind of tell me, how come diesel?
Excuse the dirt. I wanted the diesel on a 3/4 ton, mainly for the towing power, because my trailer weighs 8,500 pounds.
Okay.
And when I bought this, the biggest that you could get in a gas was a 6.2. I've driven a 6.2.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm not impressed.
Especially with the trailer when you load it up. And this is a 6.7 liter, of course, Power Stroke V8. You haven't modified it, it's still stock, right?
Right. I'm kind of afraid of modifications in Colorado because the emissions are pretty strict and
and you have enough power, you think? Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other subject I could elaborate on. There's lots of power.
Okay.
When I'm going over some fairly steep hills, pulling this 8,500 pound trailer, I mean, it rarely downshifts.
Like 6th gear, basically.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Every once in a while, if it's long enough or something, headwinds.
It'll go into 5th, maybe?
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, so tell me about some of the other mods. I mean, I see your bull bar right here.
I'm a hunter. Should something like a deer get in the way, which it did.
Yes.
And we just barely avoided it. Is the other bigger bars would be better, but I didn't want the look on the truck, so I got it on for there. The floodlights are tilted so that I can see the side of the road, and that's what saved me. The regular lights just don't light up the side of the road, and there's where the problem is. After hours, that's when the animals like to feed and come out.
Yes.
Is lighting that up so that you can see them coming.
And this is an XLT. You know, speaking about lights and different options, tell me about, which trim you picked and why.
I've owned Super Duty before, and I kind of prefer the XLT model because, frankly, I'm kind of a frugal person. I got the truck to tow, and I just don't need all of that stuff to tow. I ordered everything on the truck just for towing, like the mirrors, the gear ratio in the back, and all of these things, and tires. And
what is the gear ratio on this?
355.
355. Okay. Tell me about the tires. These are kind of all-terrains?
Yeah, it comes with the FX4 package.
Okay.
I had plenty of chance to test them out in the backcountry. We attempted to get stuck a couple of times. They worked pretty good.
Okay, these are the Goodyear Wranglers with Kevlar. So basically kind of a tougher sidewall, right?
Surprisingly, they get decent gas mileage too for being somewhat of an aggressive tread as opposed to the car type treads that you get the stock tires.
Tell me really quick about your fuel economy, what you've seen, maybe not towing and also towing. How has the truck performed?
When I'm up in Canada with it, I'm getting 20, 21 miles a gallon running empty. Which
Okay,
is
that's really good for a
pretty
big,
good.
heavy truck. Yeah.
It's pretty good compared to what most people get, but they've got some really great fuel up there. When I'm towing, not so impressive. I'm getting about 10.5 pulling that 8,500 pound trailer.
And this is a camper, or what kind of a trailer is this?
Yeah, it's a tow behind. It's a
Okay.
tow behind, and you know it's about 12, 13 feet high and
Pretty big.
wind resistance and things like that. But I get 10.5 doing that.
Are we forgetting something? Did you do any other modifications or any other updates?
There were a bunch of things, as I mentioned. I am frugal, so there's a bunch of things that I can do cheaper than when you order it from the factory.
Okay. So tell me about it.
Yeah. So anyway, you notice the bed liner,
Yes, Line X.
right?
Okay.
I deliberately didn't put that on the option list and went and got that cheaper. The wheel well liners, it doesn't come with them.
Okay.
I did that substantially cheaper.
How come did you do that? Just to kind of protect from mud and flying and stuff?
But the more aggressive tires, and you know, with the hunting and fishing and the things that I do on the dirt roads, the stones are going to chip the paint away. Most folks would say, geez, this is nothing. However, an XLT does not come with this tailgate that doesn't slam shut. I added that myself.
So did you buy the part? Did you buy the part?
You can't buy it. Yeah, you can't buy it as an option. I bought the part and I did the install. Kind of tricky, but I did that. I put floor mats. I put the rain guards onto it. I switched over to Bilstein shocks
Rather than the factory ones?
rather than the factory ones.
How's the ride difference? Why did you do that?
I'd say 10 or 15% better. I was hoping to cure a problem. There's a wobble thing. Ford isn't doing a recall onto it, according to the Ford dealer that I talked to. But people that have the problem, they're replacing something in the steering onto that.
Okay.
I didn't know that at the time, and I thought I would cure the problem by putting on aftermarket shocks. Here's something that you wouldn't notice if you spent a half an hour trying to find it. is I switched out the stock steering wheel and put on a steering wheel off of a lariat that's all leather as opposed to the
Just kind of a plasticky one?
the plastic one that comes stock.
So like small touches, I mean, just kind of for you to personalize it.
Exactly, is you know, other than the leather seats, if you option it out just right, you can bring it up to a lariat for a lot less. I think that
pretty much covers it,
pretty
huh?
much covers, you know, other than the things that it came with as an XLT.
All right, tell me what's going on here in the back. I see you have a pretty beefy tonneau cover here.
We did a lot of searching. That's my wife and I did a lot of searching on the tonneau covers. We like this one because it's got the hard cover onto the top. And it releases really easy. It's light enough that I can put it on, take it off by myself.
Okay, nice.
And it's pretty secure.
So I see you got a couple of hoops here for safety chains, huh?
Yeah, now there's not one of Ford's better ideas. It is very difficult to hook up most chains to the arrangement that they have provided. And I came up with this idea on my own, but subsequently a lot of other people came up with this idea on their own too, because I see a lot of Ford trucks.
A lot
with
of
those,
D-rings.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
So did you buy this in Colorado, or?
Yes.
How was that process? How was the kind of the purchasing process and all that?
Rather lengthy, actually, because I used a number of dealers, and as I mentioned before, I'm kind of frugal.
Yes.
And so I just refused to pay the sticker price, and I had a goal in mind of what I wanted in terms of what I wanted to pay for it. So I worked with a number of dealers, and I ended up ordering it, which I've done on all my vehicles since back in the 80s, is ordering from the factory.
Just the options you wanted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I really like that process. It works out well. You get all the options you want, and you don't have to deal with stuff that that you don't want.
Very nice. So what was what price did you get in the end?
A lot less than the sticker price.
Okay.
A lot less than the sticker price.
You don't want to talk about it? We can cut it out.
No, I don't like to tell what I paid for it.
That's
but
fine.
It was substantially less.
Okay, so the final price on this one is $60,960, so almost 61 grand, and this is before the discounts you got, obviously. And let's look at the options. So obviously the biggest one is the diesel, which is over $9,000. 6-speed automatic transmission. That's heavy duty one. 355 rear end. XLT premium package, $3,000.
Oh, yes.
But it has everything. Well, reverse vehicle 8 sensor, heated front seats, fog lamps, adjustable gas brake pedals. Also FX4 package, which is kind of a good deal, $400, right? So you're getting some skid plates.
Yep, some tires,
rear locking differential, right?
Rear locking differential, which came in handy when I was hunting, by the way.
Absolutely, you got to have that, right? And also, I like this, the 400 watt outlet, right? In case you need to charge something up, right? With the diesel engine, that was $14,800 of options, which is typical, for a diesel truck. You mentioned you had another Ford Super Duty.
Yes.
Before that. That was a previous generation, or how?
No, that one was when they first went from calling it an F-250 to when they called it Super Duty, and it was a 1999.
I mean, obviously that's 2 decades almost separate them, right?
Right.
But what did you think about them switching to like aluminum and, doing all this new technology? How was that?
The aluminum, the only time I really notice it is in the bed. It seems like instead of one stamped piece, it appears like it's put together with several different pieces, because when I'm on dirt roads, I get a little bit of dust coming through and I can see some light where the panels come together. But other than that, I don't really notice this aluminum thing.
Did you have a diesel Super Duty before?
No, I didn't. The 7.3 was just a little too noisy to handle. Very noisy. Yeah. So I had the 6.8, but I ordered that one too from the factory, and I got the 433 gears.
That was the V10.
That was the V10.
Yeah.
And the V10 seemed to marry up really well with those 433 gears, because I was pulling a fifth wheel at the time with an ATV trailer behind it, and it did a nice job.
First of all, do you love your new ride?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And would you do it again? I mean, if you were buying this truck again, would you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, thank you for bringing it by.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for watching, obviously.
Yes. So. I watch every day.
I appreciate it. And guys, of course, go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews. And, of course, a lot more videos like this from actual real owners with real experiences with their trucks.